That's the first plan. Get some batteries. I think I'm 1 for 3. But we got to get some cameras out today on some of these other farms that are a little more remote so we can get a recon. Okay, got 3 bars. That's good. This one was 3. I'll take it. That'll give me at least a month. Oh, I know. These are the solar panel ones. 2 solar panels. All the wonderful corn and soybean and whatever the heck else is out there in the woods has got my eyes boogered up. All right, Nick. Let's go. This is the farm that I encountered that giant last year that came in on me while we were in Gatlinburg for Christmas. There are some big deer. You can see just a little bit of timber on the east and west side of the farm. And then it is the field of dreams. Go in here and put a camera up where the end of last year I ran into that Muy Grande that is still around. That's the one I found the sheds on. So I'm kind of just looking for some sign. There's clearly tons of deer in here. You can see they've wiped out the entire edge of these beans. See right here, they're already starting to paw at the ground right here. Here's a busted off limb, and we're talking still September, and they're acting like bucks. So we are going to find the perfect spot to hang my old Tacticam up. I've got a little bit of that branch butter right here. It's a bunch of scents that come from the head of the deer, the orbital glands and stuff, and it just will get them accustomed to coming in that area. We already sprayed down with some nose jammer, so we're putting the nose jammer out so they get used to the smells, and we're gonna hang this camera up and see what we can get on it. Not so much worried about tipping the deer off as I am not pulling ticks off me. Waistline, boot line, and then bring some of this so they get used to it. Everywhere I go. The nose jammer won't alarm them. Guys got to know, spending time in the woods, man, deer are scared of everything. I wouldn't say it calms them down, it just makes them less aware. So this is the stuff I use when I'm scouting and obviously when I'm sitting in the tree. But when I'm sitting in the tree, I don't put it on me, I put it around me. Right in this corner is where I encountered that big one last year, late season. Absolute giant. I expect to run into him again this year. But you can see a lot of deer have been feeding right on the edge of these beans. If you don't know why these deer get so big, here's what they're eating. Every one of these are covered in soybean, but these soybeans right now still, even though it's late September, are still soft on this particular field because these were double cropped. If you look right over here, these went in early and all these beans have already turned. So the deer will still stay on these. And then next up is the acorns start to drop. So they'll start in on the acorns. And then as they shell the corn, typically they shell the corn first. They're gonna migrate over to the corn. And what I have found in my experience, especially late season, any standing corn or any standing beans is money. In this particular farm, it's 2 fairly small pieces of timber. I'm gonna say the timber on both sides might be 40 acres with a fence row that breaks 2 farms with ag fields both north and south that are 100-acre fields. This field of dreams. So here in Illinois, there's a lot of Russian olive. It's invasive. That's what's creating all this undercover. But they logged this farm the beginning of the year, last year, and this is one of the old logging roads. It's helped because the deer are traveling this thing like crazy. Pushing deer everywhere. Hear them? That's why you don't come in here early season. You can't even see them, but there's deer running all over the top of that creek. So they've come in here and freaking timbered this whole place. And you can see right over here where the tops landed. This used to be just kind of a browse area. There's a big creek that runs below me. But now with them coming in here and logging this, it has opened it up tremendously. And the deer are using the logging roads. Being it so early, I don't see hardly any rubs in here. They literally just rubbed out. I'd say in the last 2 weeks, all these deer are rubbing out. But soon, once they split up and they're not bachelor up anymore, they'll start marking their territory heavily. So I'm gonna wait on hanging this camera in here until I can pattern these bigger deer. Right now, I'm gonna put it on the edge of the bean field that I know they're traveling every night because we saw that firsthand yesterday. They were in the beans heavy. Yeah, my dude is living right here. This is his home. If you look right here, I've got a trail, and a trail coming right to the bean field. So we're gonna hang camera number 1. So conveniently right in the middle of this intersecting trail, I have a vine. So we're gonna put some of the branch butter. I'm gonna put it up a little higher to make them work for it. If you guys ever smell this stuff, it smells like a dang deer. Make sure I get it all around there. And that camera's looking right at it. So here's that lick I just made. If you look on the Tacticam, I can target it. So it's hitting me about knee high, which is perfect because that's the furthest point from the camera. Everything else is gonna be about waist high. So it's good to go. Format card, done. This camera's set. Not much, but the Dominator. So what I'm doing, imagine going into your living room and somebody just walked through in some Old Spice, you're gonna smell it. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm giving the illusion that there's a deer in here, a buck, that he doesn't know. I would say in the next day or so, I'll see who's in here, who the big boy is. Just a little bit, a little dabble do ya. Look what we found here. I'm gonna say these are probably 2 weeks out. This, my friends, is deer drugs, the persimmon. So I just hung a camera right here. We were able to shake a few down already, but I'm gonna say a couple weeks and these will be on the ground. And every deer on this farm, even though I have a couple 100 acres of soybeans to the east of me, they'll be coming looking for these. This size these bucks got a little spike and a freaking shooter. There it is. X marks the spot on that one. You have to make sure with these React Pros that your 20-yard is splitting hairs. I pulled that one. 20.7. Oh, it is a little high. I think 21's it. Both of those arrows are about that far too high. These React Pros, you have to split hairs on 20 and then put the speed of the bow in to get that React technology to work correctly. And I probably spent a couple hours at 20 yards. Now we're gonna send it. The Vortex says 52. I made sure to get right in behind the shoulder. Enough play in 48 hours from now. That might be a real one. 48 hours.